From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, we're seeing those chilly temperatures still in the area. It's very good soup night weather. We're seeing them into the 50s, 50 degrees in Lansing and Mason, 50 in Jackson, 46 in Hillsdale, and 48 in Coldwater. Satellite radar shows those widespread rain showers from Grand Rapids to Lansing, Jackson, Hillsdale, and even down into Ohio. And yes, we're even seeing a few little bits of lightning entering the mid-Michigan area. And we could even see a little bit of some rumbles of thunder moving into tonight. Nothing severe, just the chance for those rumbles of thunder. Moving into the rest of the night, we'll continue to see those rain showers, unfortunately, and we're going to stay cool, so you might need an extra blanket on the bed tonight. And we'll see those temperatures into the 40s, around 49 degrees, dropping back down into the low 40s, 48 degrees for tomorrow morning. You're going to want that umbrella as we head into the day tomorrow. I'll have the details on that coming up in just a little bit. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 6.
Drug prices in hospitals are rising, and 6 News has found out some hospitals are giving out significantly higher bills than others. It's our top story at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran.
And I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Shopping for the right hospital could save you money. That's according to the Michigan Health Purchasers Coalition. The group claims hospitals are ripping off patients when it comes to drug costs.
Zach Prees spoke with people on both sides of the debate. He's here for you now with the story. Zach.
The coalition wants people to think twice before choosing a hospital for treatment. They call prices excessive, but hospitals disagree.
People not taking the drugs that they need to be healthy because of the cost of what they have to pay out of their pocket. It really is the difference between living a healthy life or suffering.
According to data provided by the Michigan Health Purchasers Coalition, Michigan hospitals spent more than $4 billion on drugs in 2023, but patients paid more than $13 billion for those same drugs.
Some hospitals are overcharging patients for drugs. And I don't think they need to. I think they are getting reasonable rates for drugs that they're dispensing to patients. And I think they need to do right by the patients that they serve.
Many patients pay what's called a coinsurance, around 20% of the total cost. For patients with Medicare, drug prices are often much lower. One example from the MIHPC was Humira, used to treat rheumatoid arthritis. With Medicare, the drug costs about $1,800. Without Medicare, Humira can cost around $13,000 for the exact same drug. But hospitals say the coalition's data is wrong.
We reject the claim of price gouging. The coalition chose a few items to analyze. We think that their data set is incomplete.
Oppel says the coalition failed to recognize multiple important cost factors involved with these drugs.
That's just the cost of the drug. That is not the cost of receiving the drug in the hospital and keeping it in the right place at the right temperature.
And if it is an emergency, of course, it is important to get to the nearest hospital. But if you do have time to choose, carefully choosing which hospital you go to can save you some cash, as some drugs are more expensive at certain hospitals. Back to you.
All right, Zach, thank you. Well, a bipartisan group of state Senate lawmakers has a plan to bring down American drug prices, import them wholesale from Canada.
The bill, introduced by 6 Republicans and a Democrat, is called the Prescription Drug Importation Act.
It would allow the state health department to buy and import prescription drugs from Canadian suppliers as long as they meet federal cost and safety guidelines. The U.S. Government Accountability Office says the U.S. tends to pay 2 to 4 times more for prescription drugs compared to other countries. The bill also says the state would have to get certification from the federal government before it could begin importing Canadian drugs.
State lawmakers say they're making some changes that could help families impacted by PFAS.
PFAS are toxic cancer-causing chemicals used in manufacturing and firefighting. Taryn Simmons is here for you tonight to tell us what's been decided.
Michigan lawmakers are introducing bipartisan legislation. If passed, would provide free blood testing for children in areas impacted by PFAS, including right here in mid-Michigan, where an old General Motors plant stands right across the street from this West Side Lansing neighborhood.
Contamination of children is not a red or blue issue. It's a human issue.
This new legislation is focused on children and aims to continue to look at the potential long-term health effects from PFAS exposure.
Lawmakers joined forces with experts and mothers today to combat an issue that they say has impacted far too many.
Because blood PFAS concentrations change over time, it is important to continue the study that has already been set in motion to determine future health effects.
Families in Michigan and around the country became aware of these forever chemicals several years ago when they were discovered in dozens of groundwater systems. According to the Michigan PFAS Action Response Team, the chemical was detected at 3 old General Motors facilities, but it was not found in any of the drinking water in the surrounding neighborhoods. Sandy Wynn Stelt says she herself was contaminated 8 years ago.
It's so crucial because when you go into a doctor to say that you're in a contaminated zone, they tend to pat you on the head and say, well, it's everywhere. But when you go in with test results, your doctor can either reassure you that you are okay, or they can start working on your treatment plan.
Here for you in Lansing, Taryn Simmons, 6 News.
Right now, 4 bills have been introduced about PFAS and blood testing. They would still need to be approved in committees before moving on to full votes in the House and Senate. 6 News will keep you updated.
Well, in this update, Jackson police have a suspect in custody now connected to a homicide last week.
The department says they're now waiting for prosecutors to authorize charges of open murder.
The shooting took place Friday evening on Warwick Court. That's near the intersection of MLK Drive and Franklin Street. Police arrived to find 22-year-old Marion Flowers had been shot and killed. The arrest happened yesterday evening near the intersection of County Farm Road and Springport Road in Blackman Township, northwest of the city. Tonight, the suspect is being held at the Jackson County Jail. We will update you when he's been arraigned in court.
Michigan State Police troopers find more than 2 kilograms of opioid drugs during a traffic stop over the weekend and are now unveiling more details about the discovery. It happened on I-69 near State Road in Coldwater Township. Troopers pulled the car over for going 97 miles per hour when the speed limit was 70. According to them, the driver did not have a valid license, so they searched her vehicle. They found 2,090 grams of heroin and fentanyl valued between $250,000 and $300,000. The woman was arrested.
Lansing School Superintendent Ben Sholdener will meet with members of the public tonight in a school district in Kentucky. He is one of 2 finalists to lead Jefferson County Public Schools near Louisville. That district is holding 2 public forums today for people to pose questions to Sholdener and the other finalist, Dr. Brian Yearwood, before the school board makes its final decision. Sholdener was recently considered for a similar job at a school district in Nevada, but another candidate was chosen.
2 committees of the State House held a joint meeting today to look into problems with the state's new website for campaign finance and lobbyist reporting. The lawmakers questioned staff from the Department of State about the new Michigan Transparency Network that replaced the previous campaign finance portals in recent months. But according to lawmakers, the new system is flawed, making it harder for officials, lobbyists, and organizations to file reports and harder for the public to review that information. The testimony got highly technical and specific.
Was it your recommendation to shut the old system off because it could cause confusion? Because the confusion that's being caused today dwarfs that.
According to the Michigan Transparency Network website, the State Department is still working to troubleshoot the new system and it is not yet fully implemented.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, we're seeing some rainy conditions with some gray looking skies, although some color in the form of some sunshine yellow flowers. That was down in Charlotte or over in Charlotte. And we're going to continue to see these cloudy conditions over the next couple of days with these rain showers, which will allow these flowers to really start to bloom and really start to grow. I know you're probably going to need to mow the lawns in the next couple of days and into next week because of all this rain. Now, if you want your pictures featured every evening at our 6 o'clock show. You can send your pictures, anything to do with weather, to WLNS.com/share, and your picture could be featured. Now let's take a look at our Skyview Network cams, and it's going to be the same story no matter where you're looking. We're seeing those rain showers and a little bit of some cloudy skies across the area. In fact, it's kind of looking like it's snowing on our Capitol cam, although our temperatures prove that it is raining, not snowing. Thank goodness. Temperatures are into the 50s. 54 degrees was our high, 50 right now, a low of 38 degrees overnight last night, and temperatures are still into the 50s, almost 49 degrees into the Grand Ledge area, 54 degrees, and 40-degree low was the low overnight. Now we're going to continue to see rainy conditions down into Jackson, 50 degrees after a high of 52 and a low of about 40 degrees. Now even down into Hillsdale, seeing those wet roadways and the trees moving pretty quickly, 47 degrees after a high of 52 and a low of 43 degrees. Satellite radar showing those widespread rain showers moving in and continuing to move in. In fact, as we head closer to parts of the lake shores, we're seeing maybe a little bit of some thunderstorms starting to bubble up. Nothing severe. We could just hear a rumble of thunder as the night progresses. That's as this low pressure system continues to move in. There's a band from all the way to the Lansing area, all the way into Minnesota, and that's all going to continue to move to the east at a slow pace. Because of that, we're going to continue to see those rain showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder into tonight, and we'll continue to see quiet conditions into the morning hours. Unfortunately, we'll continue to see those rain showers into the day tomorrow. So yes, umbrellas will be your friend and rain boots will be your friend for tomorrow as we continue to see these rain showers. Thankfully, as we head into Thursday, the low pressure system is pushing off to the east, and we'll eventually see some quiet conditions back into Thursday afternoon and evening. How much rain are we talking about? We're not going to see enough to cause flooding, but definitely some additional rainfall going to fall over the next couple of days, around 1 to 2 inches in parts of Hastings and even Marshall, about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch in other spots like Lansing and even Jackson. But back to tonight, temperatures are going to fall back down into the 40s, possibly the upper 40s, 47 degrees, and those winds are going to continue to be a little bit light at times, but we'll continue to see them coming from the east, allowing for us to feel a little bit cooler as we head into the day tomorrow. Temperatures remain into the 50s, and unfortunately, we're going to see much of the same in the 6-day forecast until at least Friday. Then we'll see the sunshine hopefully return by the weekend and into the holiday weekend as well.
Trying to stay positive, been trying to, but we were teased with the 80s, and so when we have days like today, you're just like, oh, what is this, Norma?
She goes, maybe we'll see the sun this weekend, and I look at him, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Gotta wait.
You know what I was telling her? The rain is cold.
It is.
It's like the worst rain.
It's the worst rain.
Like 40-degree rain.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah.
But the long weekend is looking good.
Yeah.
Working for the weekend like usual.
So just enjoy some soup weather over the next couple of days. It's honestly going to be crock pot weather as well.
You're going to make me hungry.
Yes.
Thanks, Kelsey.